previous video, we defined the theoretical coordinates that have shaped the definition of information policies about ICT. We also discussed the transition for an economy based on products to services, in which technology is a key element for the development of nations and the social and work structure. We saw how the romantic pursuit of knowledge has shaped the guiding principles of information policies and how this should be produced to improve citizen lives. The information society was seen as a democratizing force, enabling greater access to knowledge and communication across borders. But with more information, do we have better information? This is an exciting debate. As the internet and technology evolved, so did how information could be manipulated and distorted. New conditions in the production, circulation, and consumption of information had turned this information into a big strategic tool that connected the hybrid techniques requires a rethinking of the actions of all the countries involved. The so-called information society, with its omnipresence and excessive quantity of message, generates a vital inability to assimilate that information critically. This is what's known as information overload. When a vast amount of information inundates us in the form of communication deluge, it might seem like we are gaining a high degree of detailed knowledge about reality. However, paradoxically, this significant excess can be formed as concealment. Thus, instead of labeling our society as the information society, perhaps we should call it the disinformation society. As the scholar Ramon Salaverria points out, the dream of the information society clashes with the reality of a society plagued by falsehood that affects all spheres and layers. The content of disinformation society describes an era characterized by the widespread proliferation of misinformation, propaganda, and blatant falsehoods online. Subsequent models through this course will analyze this concept. The Spanish philosopher Daniel Innerati has coined it as the ignorant society. As he enunciates, never before has knowledge been simultaneously so crucial and yet to suspect. Never have we relied on it so heavily while holding such distrust. Never before we have invested so much hope in knowledge as a solution, only to find it becoming a problem. There is a strange antagonism here, a particular metamorphosis on the very idea of rationality, as this philosopher says. The rejection of principles such as the authority of knowledge or science and scientific asceticism is a warning sign that its information society cannot discern between trustful and false content. It is fooled by invisible mechanisms acting as an intermediaries, affecting our conception and selection of information. Socrates once said that a life without reflection is not worth living. Therefore, it is essential to understand the theoretical foundation that influence this new society conception and adopt a critical attitude toward this challenge.